Have you ever fallen short? Have you ever disappointed somebody? Have you ever damaged a relationship by making a mistake or by doing something out of character? If you have, and if you felt that way in your relationship with God, I want to encourage you today with something that may seem out of place. Right after the third time, he denies Jesus, just as Jesus said that he would. Right after the third time he denies Jesus, this happens. Verse 61. At that moment, the Lord turned and looked at Peter. Suddenly, the Lord's words flashed through Peter's mind. Before the rooster crows tomorrow morning, you will deny 3 times that you even know me. And Peter left the courtyard, weeping bitterly. This is the same guy that Jesus had brought into the inner circle, his closest followers. But he does something totally out of character here. And he leaves weeping bitterly. And how often we leave situations in this life weeping bitterly. Jesus knew that Peter was going to disappoint him. He predicted it. He said, no. I know that you're pretty amped up and you're pretty proud of yourself and you think you're disciple number 1, but you're going to make a mistake here. I know it's going to happen. And right at that moment, the Lord turned and looked at Peter. And that's when Peter remembers what Jesus had said. I don't think that Peter saw a look of disdain in the eyes of Jesus or disappointment, because that would be out of character for Jesus, and Jesus is never out of character. I believe that Peter, just like you and I, saw a face with eyes full of mercy and grace. I don't believe he was disappointed. He knew this was going to happen. Jesus knew that Peter was going to do this, and yet anyway, he decided to say, you're going to be the rock on which I build this church. So I believe that God is building something through you. I believe that God wants to do something through you. Even with all of the disappointments, all of the hang-ups, all of the hurts, all of the stumbling blocks, all the mistakes, God still wants to do something through you. And you haven't disappointed him too hard. You haven't screwed up too much, too often, too frequently for God to turn it around, for God to change you from the inside out, and for him to use you, mistakes and all. Because his eyes are not full of disappointment when they look at you. They are full of mercy and grace and love.